What a great Monday Night Football game that we had last night. The Raiders come out on top, but we got to talk about some key things here. We got Factor Crap Tuesday coming up. We got the uh-ohs coming up as well. We got a huge surprise for you guys coming up as well. We got to talk about JJ going to IR. We got to talk about my man, Max freaking Crosby. What is going on with that guy? But first, as always, we got to do. And now, Mike's thoughts. Max Crosby, the man, the myth, the legend himself, goes off last night. You guys understand that Max Crosby, every time I see this guy play on national TV, actually just in general, he is always in the backfield. He is always getting sacks. He makes me want to freaking play again. Max Crosby, guys, when do we need to start putting him as a top defensive end in the league? Yes, we have Aaron Donald. Yes, we have TJ Watt. Yes, we have Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett, right? The guy for the Browns, whatever his damn name is. At what point do we start putting Max Crosby up there as number 1, number 2, number 3? Guys, last night, Jordan Love was pressured 12 times. Going into the fourth quarter. Max Crosby had 6 of those pressures. 50% of the pressure came from one player. Wrap your head around that. Max Crosby is the man, is the myth, is the legend. Not only does he have a great story, he come from drugs and alcohol, abusing the crap out of him. Now he's 5 years sober, doing great things, has a beautiful wife, doing great things in the NFL. He is killing it on the NFL field as well. He understands that this is his job. Max Crosby, guys, I need to get myself a Max Crosby jersey because I love me a little bit of Max Crosby right now. This guy scares me as a Kansas City Chiefs fan. He scares me over and over and over and over again. But it is time to cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speakers go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckcusher here with the Man Hour. Sure to have the manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, check out the blog section as well. But most importantly, guys, check out that listen tab. Right after this live show is over, if you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, hit on that listen tab, and bada bing, bada boom, the podcast form is there. manhourradio.com is where all the magic happens, guys. So it is Factor Crap Tuesday here. We got to talk about the Raiders win last night, as Jim's already says, as Victory Tuesday, baby. Let's go, Jim. Also, got to talk about Jordan Love. Justin Jefferson going to IR. The Ravens, the most overrated team in the NFL. And DeShaun Watson, will he ever be a top 10 quarterback again in the NFL? But before we get too carried away, guys, there has been a guy that I have been doing this show with for a very, very long time. There is a guy out there that loves his Chicago Bears more than his left hand, because his left hand consistently puts out victories each and every time, but the Chicago Bears do not do that. This man brings joy to my life every time I see his cute little handlebar beard there, and that is the peanut butter to my ladies. That is the man, the myth, the legend. That is Chicago's own Brandon Beastie Combs. What is up, Combsy?
Whoa, sorry. I've been out hanging out with Joe Biden. I forgot where I was for a minute.
What's up, man? What's up?
What is going on, Michael Buckheister? What is going on, man? Our nation. Finally, Combs has come back home.
There we go. Combsy, it has been it's been about 6 months since we have shared the airways together, maybe a little bit longer. A lot of things have been happening in your life. A lot of things have been happening in my life, but it's just like a marriage, Combs. We always come back together. We always share sloppy seconds, and bada bing.
Not my first 2 marriages.
Well, let's not worry about those or the previous 12 kids, but let's just worry about you and me, baby. Welcome back, Combs. First things first, man. What have you been up to? Let the people know, because we have a lot of new viewers that have never seen the graces of your face. What have you been up to? Who are you, and what are you all about?
Yeah, man. So look, we've been knee deep in the Windy City Sports Talk show. That's been kicking off pretty good. Plus, I've also been at Illinois Media School doing a lot of things there. Actually got to produce the White Sox pregame show a couple weeks ago, which was really cool. Being in that production room was insane. Meeting Ozzie Guillen was insane. Working my way up, trying to get onto the airwaves on a professional level, getting paid for it full time, and it's finally starting to come to fruition. So I figured, come back home.
Right. Come back home. Embrace us with your greatness here. As we got Hoffy in the chat, he says, who the hell is this clown?
The better looking redhead.
Oh, guys, when Combs messaged me like a week ago or so, and I was thinking, oh my God, if we had 3 freaking gingers on the same show, what is the world coming to? But Jim Pal is in the chat. He says, Windy City has sports? I wouldn't call them sports. I call them recreational activities.
I will tell you that it's probably the worst time ever to start a Chicago sports talk show. With the state of all of our franchises in this city, it's been tough, but we're very honest over there. I'm telling you, we've gone off on ownership. I try to kill Virginia McCaskey every week, just trying to get her to die so that they will sell the team. So that's kind of our goal over there on that show. And we know when our franchises are bad, and we let them have it, and we talk reality on that show for sure.
Right, that is fact. So Hoffy wants to make sure you know this, Combsy, that this is a football show, not a baseball show. Baseball sucks, as Hoffy says. No, but I'm sorry.
Hoffy only says that because every team that he chooses to root for, which is whoever's winning that week, tends to lose.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he is now a Dolphins fan. So just to let you know, he is a Dolphins fan. Just in case you missed it. That doesn't
surprise me.
We see Michelle is in the chat. It says, "Buck, what's up? What is up, Michelle? Hopefully, life is treating you as well as you are." And she says, "Brandon, stop talking like that. We don't wish death on anybody besides Virginia McCaskey." But guys, it is fact or crap Tuesday here. It is very simple here. I put out a statement, and we deem whether it is a fact or it is a crap. Guys, play along in the chat. This is a live interactive show. I do see each and every comment out there. I will bring it up if I see if it's worthy. Actually, I bring it up anyways, just because I love you guys. I love each and every one of you guys. But as Jim says here, victory Tuesday for the Las Vegas Raiders. Jim is our biggest Raiders fan. Well, Raiders fan that is in the chat right now. But guys, we have to ask this question. The simple question is, after their victory last night over the Green Bay Packers, 17-13, are the the Las Vegas Raiders, a playoff team? Combs, I'm going to kick it to you first. Are they a playoff team?
No. I watched their play calling last night. Even though they won the game, they beat Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. And you know how I feel about Jordan Love. I don't think he's the guy. I think he's setting that franchise back. But we'll get to that later. The Raiders play calling, I was texting friends, and I'm like, they've got an offensive line that doesn't block, and their game plan runs their running back straight into that offensive line. I don't understand what they're doing. They don't use the edges. Jimmy G looks lost. He looks like Russell Wilson. He is out there looking like he is past his prime and that he has lost the things that made him great, which was his accuracy. And he threw some balls last night that were just ugly. I think what happened was they beat another bad, mediocre team, and it's just the outcome that is any given Sunday. But I do not think that they're a playoff team whatsoever.
So when we talk about the Las Vegas Raiders, we normally talk about them in a very bad light, right? Yes, last night Jimmy G was fairly inaccurate, but we have to understand that Jimmy G is not a push the ball down the field type of quarterback. He is a nickel and dime type of quarterback down the field. That is what made him successful in San Francisco, was because of their play calling. They relied heavy on the running game, nickel and dimed it down the field. He is not a push the ball down the field type of guy. But to add to your point there, Combs, the fact that their play calling was suspect at best last night, I believe it was going into the fourth quarter, Davante Adams had 2 targets and 2 catches. 2 targets the whole game for Davante Adams going into the fourth quarter. How are you not giving one of the top receivers in the ball, just giving him a chance to get up and go catch it over and over and over again? But we did see the emergence of Josh Jacobs kind of starting to come out of his shell last night. After the negative 2-yard performance a few weeks ago, he found some positive yardage. No more negative yards for him. But the fourth quarter, he definitely came on and started to look like a little bit of old as Josh Jacobs. But when we look at the Raiders schedule moving forward, it is a very, very favorable schedule. I think I am on the brink here of saying probably a 10-win team in the AFC West can probably get you a wild card spot in the NFL. So right now, the Raiders are sitting at 2-3, and we look at their schedule moving forward. They play a bad New England Patriots team moving forward. That is going to be a dub. Josh McDaniels is going to get the best of Bill Belichick, Combsy. And then they play the Bears, your Chicago Bears. That is a win there. Then they travel. To Detroit, Motor City, Monday Night Football to take on the Detroit Lions. Upset alert, baby. Upset alert on that one. Then they play the Giants, a win. A Jets, a win. So right there's 5 wins. They're sitting at 7 wins. So if they can pull 3 wins out versus the Broncos, Colts, Chiefs, or Chargers, or Vikings, bada bing, bada boom, they are a playoff team. However, they're not going to do that. They are not going to win 4 or 5 games in a row to get to 7 wins. They are a 7-win team for the whole season. They are not going to beat the Chargers. They're not going to beat the Vikings. They're not going to beat the Chiefs. This is a crap. They are not a playoff team. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you with the some of the wins that you have there. I actually even agree with you with their win against the Bears, just because I think Matt Crosby is going to murder Justin Fields at some point.
Yeah.
So, as much as I love the Bears, I think they're playing better football over the last 2 weeks, but that offensive line still cannot block. And so they're going to run into some troubles there. But the Raiders, 6-7 wins. I'm kind of with you on that for the entire season. They're not going to rattle off of 5 straight wins. I think they actually lose to the Patriots this week. Bill Belichick just doesn't lose to his former coaches.
Right.
And then you look at some of the other teams on his head. The Lions are going to murder them. The Lions are the best team in the NFC.
They are
second best.
They are one of the best teams in the NFC, yes. But that is a trap game, right? Monday Night Football. You have a big game versus the I think it's the Green Bay Packers like the following week. That is a very big trap game for the Detroit Lions moving forward here, 100%. But bright side, it is Monday Night Football in Detroit. Definitely a top team in the NFC.
They have a bye week after that, by the way.
Well, don't they play the Packers after that?
No, they play the Chargers.
Okay, well,
and then the Bears.
A green team. Jim Powell is in the chat, and he says Jimmy G is 55-23 in his career. Tight ends make a difference. So I'm not for sure we were trying to go with that one, but I've never said Jimmy G is a bad quarterback. I think Jimmy G is a top quarterback in the NFL, Jim. But the simple fact of the matter is that Jimmy G does not fit the Vegas Raiders' MO. Their MO is want to push the ball down the field, want to be a high-flying offense, and that's not Jimmy G. That might be Derek Carr.
He's right, though. Tight ends do make the difference. The problem was he had Michael Mayer open 3 times last night and overthrew the ball all 3 times.
True. Well, and if tight ends make such a big difference, why did you guys trade one of the top tight ends in the league to the New York Giants?
Because they drafted Michael Mayer.
I still think
also a top tight end in the league.
I still think Darren Waller's better.
Right now, yeah, but I don't think under Jimmy G either one of those guys can be successful because he's just lost his accuracy. He used to be a very accurate quarterback. He's just not that anymore.
All right, we will see. We'll see. Jim says Pats, then the Bears. Good couple weeks coming up. Back-to-back wins. 3-game winning streak. We'll see. Jim also says we split with the Chargers every year. Yes. For whatever reason, the Kansas City Chiefs sweeps the AFC West, but the Raiders beat the Broncos. Broncos beat the Raiders. Chargers beat they split every year, and it's just mind-boggling.
Well, the Raiders usually give you guys a run for your money, don't they?
They do, but the last 5 years, I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs have lost a division game. I mean,
what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs this year? They don't look as good as they used to be.
We don't have the receiver core is just.
Are you missing Eric Bieniemy?
Possibly. To be determined. The simple fact of the matter is that no receiver wants to step up and be the guy, right? Because when Travis Kelce went out with that, my heart sunk when I saw Travis Kelce go down because we saw the Achilles, across the nation, right?
Yeah,
and he stepped and just fell down, but then he got up and was pissed off.
Well, it doesn't help that Kadarius Toney has bricks taped to his hand.
Well,
trying to catch the football.
They are starting to get softened like a little bit. They're more like clay. But yeah, that is the problem with the Chiefs is like they don't have that go-to receiver, right? Like when is it time for a crunch? Is it going to be Sky Moore? Is it going to be Tooney? Is it going to be MVS? Like who is it going to be?
Travis I really like Pacheco.
Yeah, he is.
I really do.
He runs so mad. He
mad.
Does. Casey Morgan is in the chat here, Combs. He says New England fans have already given up on the season. Combs, you spent many years in the New England area. Do you think they have given up on the season? Because I am seeing our man Wayne G saying Mac Jones sucks, and I'm seeing fire Bill Belichick. Do this. Do you think that the true New England core fan base has given up on their season?
Well, in true typical New England fan fashion, they give up on their team after every loss. And then after every win, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's just how New England fans are. And the fire Bill Belichick stuff is kind of dumb.
Is it, though?
Just because of what he's been for that team over the last 20-plus years. Now, I've argued that it hasn't been all Bill Belichick, that it was mostly Tom Brady. And Bill Belichick has never proved that he can win without Tom Brady.
True.
But Tom Brady has proved he can win without Bill. However, yes, to answer your question, I do agree that Patriots fans have given up on New England because that's just what they do.
So look
at my guy Hoffy, who is now a Miami Dolphins fan.
Right, exactly. Let's say the Patriots don't win another game for the rest of the season. Do they fire Bill Belichick?
I don't know if they fire him, but I think that Robert Kraft will tell him he has to resign.
So, move into...
That's the way it'll happen. It'll never be we fired Bill Belichick. It'll be Bill Belichick coming out and resigning.
True. Jim says Pacheco is fast as hell and tough. He is very, very...
I picked him up on my fantasy team, and he's helped tremendously.
Yeah.
It's been fun to watch him play.
So, when you asked my question about what is wrong with my Kansas City Chiefs, thinking about it is beyond Travis Kelce, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that star guy, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you look at the running backs, we have 3 running backs back there. We have Pacheco, we have Jarrett McKinnon, and Clyde, right?
They can't afford them because every time a quarterback gets paid higher than Mahomes gets a raise.
Right. Well, no, they just restructure the deal.
Yeah, to pay him more.
So Hoffy says, unlike Bears fans, Pats fans are realistic. They're not like Combs and the Bears fans say Justin Fields will win a MVP.
First of all, Bears fans are realistic. The difference is we don't jump ship once the waters get rough. That's the difference. We still fill the stadium. We still go. And that's also the problem, is that we still fill the stadiums. And that's why the McCaskies never care about winning, is because they're still going to make max amount of money. And that's been a problem. And we've talked about that for a long time. Pats fans, they jump ship.
Very, very true.
Hoffy.
John is in the chat, says, how about them Raiders? The Raiders did good last night. They did very, very good. But moving on, Colmsy, to the next factor crap of the day here. Jordan Love, Combs, you have been very vocal about Jordan Love will set back the Green Bay Packers for the next 5 seasons of his performance for so far this season. So fact or crap, guys, does Jordan Love set the Green Bay Packers back 5 years and he is not the franchise quarterback?
That is an absolute fact. And the reason why it's a fact isn't because he's going to be the guy that leads them over the next 5 years. Because I believe they only gave him a 1-year extension off of his rookie contract, which is just for this year because it was a prove-it year. Because they didn't even believe in him. And now you're seeing why. People want to talk all, like Hoffy just came at me about Justin Fields. Justin Fields is tied for second right now in touchdown passes in the league. He is 9th in the league in yards passing. While right now Jordan Love has more interceptions than Justin Fields, has less touchdowns than Justin Fields because he ranks 9th, I believe, in touchdowns. And he's ranked 15th in yards passing. So all of these people, and I've seen it on ESPN and I've seen it on all these big sports networks where people are talking up Jordan Love. Oh, the Packers got it right again. Wrong. They got it wrong this time. And he's going to set them back because now they're going to have to go out and draft another quarterback. And then it's going to take time to develop that quarterback. And that's just what's going to happen. They're going to be set back for the next 5 years. They're not going to be a good team. And I'm happy to see it. Don't get me wrong, as a Bears fan. But also as a Bears fan, and Buck, you can attest to it. If they had gotten it right, I would say they gotten it right.
Right.
They didn't get it right. Jordan Love is not the guy. He's Mitch Trubisky is what Jordan Love is. He's a guy that will have flashes, like that game where he came back from 17 points down against New Orleans. He'll have flashes, but he's never going to be a guy that can consistently win.
Well, the only
Jordan Love's not the guy.
The only reason why Mr. Trubisky didn't consistently win because the Bears did not put any stock to him moving forward. He was the last quarterback to lead you guys to the playoffs. He is one of the most winningest quarterbacks in the Chicago Bears history. So I just want to point that out there. He has more wins than Justin Fields' whole career in one season. But we move on from that. Casey Morgan says Love won't be a top 10 quarterback. He will be a Green Bay quarterback for the next few seasons. John says, fact, they will set him back a few years. And Jim asks the question, does Jordan Love equal Derek Carr? I think Derek Carr's a really good quarterback. Just never got the support of the team, honestly. Combs, do you have thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, Derek Carr was in the same position that Justin Fields was in. He's in a trash organization, and they don't know how to develop a quarterback, and they don't know how to build around one. It's the same problem that the Bears have had. They're like, oh, we got this guy Justin Fields who shows promise and he's very athletic and he could do all sorts of things with his legs and he throws well when he's on the run. So let's go get a defensive-minded head coach and let's get an offensive coordinator who only does 7-step drops. And the Raiders were in the same position with Derek Carr. They never built around his strengths and allowed him to succeed. They tried to make him change his game instead of changing their game plan around him. And you can't do that in today's NFL. That's not how it works anymore. We're not in the day of 7-step drops and guys who can just sit in the pocket. We are in the day of athletic quarterbacks. We're in the day of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. All of these guys that are successful right now are all mobile athletic quarterbacks. Now, Joe Burrow might be closer to a pocket passer than any of the rest of them, but he's still a very athletic mobile quarterback. And that's what Justin Fields is, and that's what Jordan Love is. However, Jordan Love he's got the Mitch Trubisky syndrome. He's either underthrowing or overthrowing on just about every route. And that's the problem with Jordan Love, and you can't teach that. You can't teach accuracy.
Right. So Casey Morgan says Carr never made it as a Raider because he never had prison time and he didn't fit their scheme. The
Facts.
problem is that Carr did fit their scheme. The problem is that they seemed like every time the Raiders were start to be successful, Roger Goodell's like, oh, no. We're not going to have this. Get John Gruden out of here. Leak those emails that we knew about 20 years ago. Leak those out. He's a racist. He's a pedophile. He likes women's boobies, right? So the simple fact of the matter is like Derek Carr has had as many head coaches as Baker Mayfield has. So to say he doesn't fit the scheme, that's tough to say because I think he does, to be honest with you. But
yeah, he definitely fit their scheme. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He was very underrated. His numbers were in the top 10 every year,
right.
But nobody talked about him because they just didn't win very much.
Exactly. So I let you dog my man Jordan Love. I let you talk shit on Jordan Love, but here are the true facts, Hoffy. Combsy. These are the true facts. The facts are that Jordan Love is a damn good quarterback. The facts are that Jordan Love only has 1 year left on his contract. The Green Bay Packers signed him to a 1 year, $22 million prove-it year. He is good through the 2024 NFL season. So this year and next season, they have Jordan Love on the books. So with that being said, how does that set you back 5 years? That is an absolutely crap argument there. Because let's say the Green Bay Packers do bad this season. I don't think they will, but I think they'll get it back on track and they'll start clicking, they'll start rolling. But you can draft Bo Nix. You can draft Will Howard from the Kansas State University. You could possibly draft a Caleb Williams, move up in that draft. The simple fact of the matter is that Jordan Love is still a guy. He is still the dog. He is still the best quarterback in the NFC North. Jordan Love does not set the Green Bay Packers back 5 years, Combs. The only reason why you are saying that is because your homerness is coming out of your body right now. The homerness was you want the Green Bay Packers to be bad, so bad that you are willing to spew vomit out of your mouth to say Jordan Love is a bad quarterback. And he's not that bad. He is very, very good. He just had a couple bad games, just like Dak Prescott. He is still a top quarterback in the league.
A couple of bad games.
Yeah.
The guy's QBR is 42.3. His passer rating is 77.3.
Better than Justin Fields.
He is one of only. No, it's not. They're actually, both of those numbers are way below Justin Fields. And that's the thing that people keep trying to say is that Jordan Love, and he's not. His completion percentage is 55.6.
Okay.
He's got just over 1,000 yards passing. He's got 8 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Last time I checked, that's not a very good ratio.
He had 3 last night, though. Two last night.
That makes it even worse, yeah. Buck.
Oh, I thought you were at it. But listen.
No, that's right now. That's as of last night.
Okay. So use your eye test, Combs. You have an eye test. Use it. Use those eyes.
I have.
Use the fact that let me pull out a Baltimore Ravens card for you guys here, right? Every time Lamar Jackson plays bad, it's because the receivers dropped the ball. It's because this guy was injured. It's because, bad play calling, bad this. The point of the matter is he has not had Watson the first 2-3 games of the season. Aaron Jones is now out, missing 2 games in a in a row. The 2 games that Jordan Love has played bad in, Aaron Jones has not been there. Yes, A.J. Dillon is kind of toting the rock good, but Aaron Jones is that game changer for the Green Bay Packers. The fact of the matter is, once the Green Bay Packers get back healthy, Aaron Jones is back. Christian Watson and Jordan Love developed that chemistry. Dobbs is back. That defense is going to be stepping up. Green Bay Packers are the real deal. Jordan Love is the real deal.
Buck, we've been on this show for a half hour, and you're already making me want to punch you in the face.
Well, listen. He was
16 of 30 last night
He
for
had a bad
182
game.
yards passing.
Max
he had
Crosby was in
0
his
touchdowns
face.
to 3 interceptions. My eye test was just fine last night. He did throw to Christian Watson 7 times last night. Only 3 of the balls were catchable.
Whoa.
And Christian Watson caught all 3 of them.
All of them were catchable. Christian Watson just needs to stretch it out and get it, baby.
It. You weren't watching then.
I was definitely watching. I had the cheese head on with my Clay Matthews jersey on. I was go Pack go, baby, all night long.
Aren't you a Chiefs fan?
I am.
And a Cowboys fan?
I am.
And a Packer fan?
I am.
I thought I was doing the show with Michael Buckheister.
And a Bagels
Is it the
fan.
other Mike I'm doing the show with?
And a Colts fan and a Titans fan. But come on. So Jay says, slow it down, baby. Slow it down, baby. He's not better than Goff. Stop it. Yes, he is. Jared Goff is a game managing. Jordan Love.
You stop right now.
Listen, you put Jordan Love on the Detroit Lions right now. He does not lose to the Seahawks. They are a 5-0 team right now. Jordan Love is better than Jared Goff.
Buck, you want facts?
I give it
if
to
the
me,
Green
baby.
Bay Packers did not play the Bears in week 1, in which Jordan Love was able to throw to a wide open wide receiver on every third down because the Bears defense is that damn bad, then he only has like 4 touchdown passes this year to the 8 interception. He is not the guy. He had 1 good game this year, and it was against probably the worst defense in the league. In Chicago, we have a cover 2 defense where our linebackers crash in and our freaking safeties push out. So the whole middle of the field is wide open.
Much like what the Cowboys did to the 49ers and Brock Purdy on Sunday night. Football, right?
Yes.
John says his kids beat him up. Very, very true. So I was doing a live stream Combs on Sunday. It was the Chiefs versus the Vikings, and Trip, like we have that sectional couch, right? Trip would go to one side, somersault, do a spinning drop kick to the side of my kidney, man. And oh my God, he just kept going. It was a solid half hour, man. He just kept drop kicking over and over and over again. And I wanted to get mad at him. I wanted to get pissed off. I'm like, man, that is really cool that he's doing a somersault kick thing. I was kind of proud.
Then you start peeing blood.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't good.
I got this weird bruise coming up my back now. Arthur Brown's in the chat. What's up, Arthur Brown? He says Buck loves the underdog. Jordan Love isn't the underdog. Jordan Love is not the underdog. He is the front runner of the NFC North.
Stop, Buck. He's not even the best quarterback in Green Bay.
Who is better than him? The high school that...
The kicker.
Oh, the kicker. True. Very, very true. Isn't... Oh... No, the Packers didn't have a receiver throw for a touchdown. But I saw one time where... was it... I can't remember, but there was a receiver.
I think it's Christian Watson.
Is it Watson? He is 7 for 8 with 4 touchdowns, and they're putting stats up against Justin Fields or something. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
But Jim says Goff beat Mahomes, so he is the best. Listen, Mahomes is not the best quarterback this season. Mahomes is probably not even a top 10 quarterback this season. He is just not performing, so it's kind of an obsolete thing there.
Wow. You sounded really sad right then.
Yeah, well, I am very sad because if Mahomes would just make some better decisions, the Chiefs wouldn't be in the situation that they're in. But Jim says the problem is you were only wearing the cheesehead in jersey, probably eating Cheezos with the orange pecker.
You know who's not ahead of Justin Fields in touchdown passes?
Who?
Patrick Mahomes.
True. Very, very true. My dad is in the chat. He says, suck it up, Buttercup. Paybacks. True. And then Jay says, I don't know that Love will even be better than Hendon Hooker. Listen, I thought Hendon Hooker was the all Lord Savior in Detroit, in the Motor City.
Who is their backup in Green Bay?
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater wearing the number 50 jersey.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's Teddy Bridgewater.
It's Sean Clifford.
It's Teddy Bridgewater's the backup.
It's the big red dog.
So is Teddy Bridgewater like the third string guy now?
He's not even on the roster.
Did they
I
cut
just
him?
looked it up.
Wow.
I don't know.
I could have swore I saw him on the bench the other day.
That might have been his brother, Freddie Bridgewater.
Something like that. Next to Dak in the top 15, says John. All right, so Jay says, want to know who PFF has the best rated quarterback through 5 weeks? Jared Goff.
He's a stud.
Listen, Jared
He's
Goff.
not a stud.
Jared Goff is the right quarterback for that team. He's a perfect game manager. He does not want, he does not try to take the big play. He takes what the defense gives him. He is very, very, very good.
He's a system quarterback, and the perfect example of a system quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, he is doing great things. If Hooker gets a shot, it's going to be Lamar Jackson scenario until his knee says no.
There are 2 quarterbacks in the league that have not thrown a interception that are starting quarterbacks: C.J. Stroud and Jared Goff. 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for C.J. Stroud. 9 touchdowns and 0 interceptions for Jared Goff.
Are you looking at
both those guys?
Because C.J.
Both
Stroud
those guys have less
on
touchdowns than Justin Fields.
I think you need to refresh your Google search there, because C.J. Stroud threw an interception on Sunday, his first one. It was actually a tip ball, but
he did not.
Yes, he did. I sat there and watched it.
C.J. Stroud did not throw an interception, and the reason why I know this is because C.J. Stroud is on my fantasy team, and he's actually my starting quarterback.
So did they negate the call? Because I definitely saw him throw an interception. I'm like, oh, and I
might have been a penalty or something.
Good Lord!
But he is one of only 2 starting quarterbacks in the league that have not thrown an interception yet.
Okay, you are right. You are right. All right, so moving on here. Moving on. Justin Jefferson, the Ferrari in the Minnesota Vikings garage in the trailer park right now, has been placed on IR with his hamstring injury. Coach Kevin O'Connell, not Kevin O'Connell, I forgot the guy's name now, says that we need to protect JJ from himself. That is why we are placing him on IR. So, Combs, I have been on record saying that the only reason why the Vikings are even somewhat relevant right now is because of Justin Jefferson. Do you think they will win any games without Justin Jefferson in the lineup?
I don't know that the Vikings are trying to win games. I don't know that the Vikings aren't trading Kirk Cousins by the trade deadline. I think this weekend, Bears versus Vikings, comes down to who wants to win it less. Because the Vikings, I don't know what happened, but they are a terrible football team right now.
Yeah.
Defensively, offensively, and Kirk Cousins leads the league in yards passed, touchdown passes, and everything. And they're 1-4. Or are they 2-3?
They are 1-4.
Either way, I know they have a losing record.
Yeah, they're 1-4. Only win is versus the Panthers.
Right, which thanks for that, by the way, because the Bears have their first round draft pick. But the Vikings, I just don't believe that they're trying to win football games. And again, I would not be shocked if Kirk Cousins is a New York Jet by the trade deadline.
Ooh, so breaking news here. You think Kirk Cousins is going to the Jets?
I do. I think they're going to get tired of trying to wait for Zach Wilson to not suck. And they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to make that move. And Zach Wilson might become a Viking in that trade.
So sometimes when players change homes, right, they get that little umph in their step, right? They get hungry. They get that chip on their shoulder, yada, yada, yada. So maybe Zach Wilson to the Vikings is what Zach Wilson maybe needs, right? But if
it's what the Jets need.
I mean, the Jets did beat the Broncos 31-21. They beat the Buffalo Bills with Zach Wilson. They battled the Patriots. They got killed by the Cowboys, the best team in the NFC. And then they battled the Chiefs. I don't think they go away from Zach Wilson just because Aaron Rodgers has so much pull there, I think, and he wants Zach Wilson around.
If the Jets had a chance to go get Kirk Cousins on his final year, because he's a free agent at the end of this year,
right?
They have a chance to go get Kirk Cousins. He is the perfect quarterback for that system because he is almost a mirror image of what Aaron Rodgers is, not skill-wise, but quarterback-wise.
Okay.
He can manage a game. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he can throw for a lot of yards, and he can use all the weapons that the Jets have.
Guys, let
They're
us know.
They're a playoff contender, maybe Super Bowl contender with Kirk Cousins.
Guys, let us know in the chat here. Does Kirk Cousins to the Jets make sense? Do you see Kirk Cousins leading the Jets to a Super Bowl? I don't know. So, Hoffy says Cousins to the Patriots. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So, Dad says Vikes turnovers are their killers. All lose games 7 or less. Flip from last season. So, all other losses have been 7 points or less this season. So, yeah, I mean, last year in 1 point games, they were 13-3. So far this year in one score games, they are 1-4. So, definitely. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that statistic was. I mean, nobody goes 11-0 in one score games, right?
Right.
And so you knew that was going to turn around. I just didn't know it would turn around this drastically.
Right. Well, losing a top running back in the league by letting him walk has kind of been their Achilles heel, right? Because their other running backs have not been so good, right?
No.
Jim says we were wondering why the Vikings were not included in the comeback and the COY drama last year. Now they're the shits. What is COY? Oh, Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
He's in a tough situation.
Yeah.
Because that defense is not very good. And he's an offensive-minded head coach. And especially if you have to get into a shootout every single week, it's going to be tough to win in this league.
Right. And also you have to realize that the Vikings do have a first place schedule, right? They've won the NFC North the last couple seasons. So their schedule isn't very easy, right? They play the Buccaneers, they play the Eagles, they play the Chargers, then they play the Chiefs, then they play the 49ers, and they play the Packers twice, and then they play the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Lions twice, and the Packers twice. Like their schedule is not favorable at all. So
yeah, coming up they have the Bears, Niners, Packers in succession. The Bears are playing much better football over the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
That offensive line actually held back maybe one of the, I'd say a top 5 front 4 in Washington. And, so I think the Bears might have a legitimate chance to knock them off this week, especially if Jefferson is out for the next 4 weeks.
Yep, he's on the IR.
So without Jefferson, then you go and play the Niners, who are the best team on the planet. There's not a team in the world that it is the 49ers and then everybody else in NFL tiers right now.
As of right now, yes.
And then you get the Packers in Lambeau.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get any easier for them.
And you play a really good Falcons team in 4 weeks as well. So it is.
Yeah, and a Saints defense that's probably top 5 in the league right now.
Yeah. And Derek Carr's playing at a very high level as well. Hoffy says Aaron Rodgers will be back this year. They're not moving on from Wilson.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers is not coming back this year. From a torn Achilles.
He said he can come back in December.
There is not enough ganja in the world for him when on his off days. So not enough of the whatever, the acid, the psychedelics that he's taking. Not
dark
enough
retreats.
to come back that quick from an Achilles tear. He's not the Incredible Hulk, man.
So
he's not coming back.
One thing that I said earlier, Hoffy and Combs and everybody out there in the chat, that if the Jets are in a playoff race, right? If they're leading the East, if they're in a wild card hunt with Zach Wilson at the helm, do you really want to bring Aaron Rodgers back to play you in the playoff games? Absolutely not. Zach Wilson got us here, or whoever our quarterback is. Aaron Rodgers has played 4 snaps for us. He does not have a connection with Garrett, or the Breece Hall or anybody, right? Keep the roster the way it is. Protect Aaron Rodgers from himself. He is 39 years old. Combs,
but
you are old as balls.
We're talking about them like they are 3-2 or 4-1. They're 2-3.
Yeah, they beat a bad Broncos team, like terrible Broncos team. Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back. It's just dumb.
I agree.
Just dumb.
That's why Kirk Cousins will be their quarterback.
That will play into Aaron Rodgers does or wants. Yeah.
Hey, look, if he's not, even if he is coming back there, even if you want to take a chance at him coming back this year, do you want him to come back with a team that is out of the race, or do you want to come back with a team that is sitting right there?
I would prefer out of the race, because if a team is sitting right there, obviously my team is playing at a somewhat playoff level, right, to get us right there. Why do I want to change things up?
If they're out of the race, is he coming back? No.
No, but I would rather him play if we're out of the race to see what we got moving forward, right? If he's able to play, right?
He's Aaron Rodgers. You know what you got.
Do you, though?
You got a top 5 quarterback of all time who's on the last 2 years of his career.
So you are saying he's not very good?
I didn't think they would be a playoff team with Aaron Rodgers.
Me neither.
So
Jay says
you
Vikings,
have that, but I think they're a Super Bowl team with Kirk Cousins, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, so there you go. So Kirk Cousins is better than Aaron Rodgers right now, coming from BC
right now,
Combs.
yes.
So Jay says Vikings won like 11 one-score games last season, and that was not so suitable. They were 13-3 last year with one-score games, so that was definitely not very suitable at all. John says Aaron Rodgers has a higher football IQ. You can have all the football IQ in the world, but if your athletic ability and your play and your drive to succeed every week goes down, you can only be so smart. It is like the smartest kid in a dumb room. It's just cool, right? It is what it is.
Smartest kid in a dumb room?
Yeah.
What the hell's a dumb room?
We can't say retards anymore, Combs. It's like not
You just
correct.
did.
Well, I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm going to not edit it out because it's live, raw, uncut. But
you're like my niece when she was like 2 and I said stupid. And she's like, oh, he said stupid. And then we said, Caitlin, don't say stupid. And he's like, I didn't say stupid. Uncle Brandon says stupid.
I mean, they're just repeating what you said, so it's like it is okay. So Hoffy says you can argue you're the best looking redhead, but no arguments on who's the dumbest, a.k.a. Beastie Brandon Combs.
Hey,
he spelled
your
Beastie
wife
wrong.
still wears my Cubs hat. Just throwing that out there.
Ooh, shots fired. Pew, pew. Jay says, I saw Aaron Rodgers on the McAfee show, and he said he'll be back much sooner than we shall see. The people need to protect Aaron Rodgers from himself. Let's just be honest.
Well, look, Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. So if he goes out on the field and his foot falls off of his leg, I have zero sympathy for the guy.
Listen, I've kind of grown to like Aaron Rodgers. He
can't come back and play in the NFL off a torn Achilles.
We'll see. I mean, I guess we'll see in December. We're about two months away. So Dad says that will play into what Aaron does or not does want. We already talked about that. Football IQ. For some reason, chats come up twice. Sometimes, and I don't know why. Casey Morgan says,
does your chat stutter too?
Yeah. Casey Morgan says Bill is into love with Jones to trade for Kirk Cousins. So you think Bill Belichick will trade for trade for Jordan Love? And then Kirk Cousins go to the Green Bay Packers? A 3-way trade?
Why is Hoffy calling me right now?
Probably because I don't know. Does he not realize that you're on air?
He's going to tell me that he's going to burn the Cubs hat, I bet.
Koi, is it a type of fish? The Battle of the Basement, guys. I'm way behind on the chat here. So John says the world dumbest thing they could do as a 40-year-old quarterback, it takes longer to heal. That you guys are correct. Everybody, it is a majority saying that Aaron Rodgers should not come back at all. Combs. And no, he loves Jones too much. So Casey Morgan says they will not trade for Kirk Cousins or Jordan Love because Bill Belichick loves Mac Jones. Do you think that is true?
Say it one more time.
So Casey Morgan saying Bill Belichick loves him Mac Jones too much to trade for Kirk Cousins or Jordan Love.
Oh, wouldn't they write it out with Bailey Zappi first? Because they've got no chance in the AFC East.
Well, let's not get crazy. They are injured, right? Judon is out for the year with a torn pec.
Yeah.
Who's
you're
our
not going to
cornerback
trade for anybody that, because you're not good. Bad teams don't trade for players to what, to be a 7-win team instead of a 6-win team.
Hey, that could make a difference of 3 fourth-round picks or only 3 fourth round picks, because they do kill third round and beyond. So
but that's more of like a Bears move, right? we trade for a wide receiver and give up the 32nd overall pick, and then less than a year later trade him for a 6th rounder.
True. All right, Combs, that is going to be it for today's show, man. We, of course, as always, we have like tons of stuff planned, but we only got like through 2 topics because that is what we do.
Because we need more time on this show.
Yeah, well, maybe next week we can stretch it out to 2 hours. We'll see. We'll discuss things with the other half, a.k.a. boss, the CEOs out there. We'll discuss it.
You tell her to call me.
She will call you, and you'll be like, Buck, we can only do a half hour. But guys, that is going to be it for the Man Hour today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, Hump Day. We're going to start diving into Week 6 NFL talk. But Colmsy, any closing thoughts before we head out?
Hoffy, I'll call you in a minute.
All right, guys.
Man Hour Nation, rise up. God, I miss saying that.